Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this special Minecraft video. Some of you may recognize this place as my base on the Lotus SMP last season, and you may even recognize some details of these buildings in the house I built on my single player world recently. We'll get back to that in a sec, but first I just want to address what we're doing here today. Well, first off, I need to say a big thank you to everyone who's been watching and liking and subscribing. Not just recently, thanks for checking out my last video by the way, but also the past few years. Really appreciate everyone who spent any time checking out my little corner of the internet over here, my little place on YouTube. And as we approach the 3rd anniversary of my channel, I think coming up in June, I have a cool announcement to make today. Enough of you have been watching and liking and subscribing that I've recently been able to qualify to turn on channel memberships. Please don't feel any obligation to sign up. Times are tough these days for a lot of people, and I definitely don't expect anyone to part with their money on my account. But if you want to support what I do here, I have 2 tiers right now. In keeping with my channel's dragon theme, we've got tier 1, Hatchling, which has the little loyalty badge things. As of recording, I'm still working on those. Custom emojis, still working on that too. I have 1 so far. We'll have a day early access to any new videos and member only live streams. I'm not sure how frequently I'd do those yet. I'm thinking they'll be for if there's specific member requests or something. I don't know yet. But then we have the dragon tier, which costs a little more and has all the previous stuff, but it has also member-only videos, and you'll get a shout-out in videos going forward. I'm planning for those videos to be behind-the-scenes stuff, like my creative process or build previews or lore stuff as I'm working on it, and we can sort of discuss how that's going. Oop, knocked my mouse. There we go. Again, I have no expectation anyone should want to or would want to join up. But if you do, you'll have my deepest gratitude. Thanks again, guys, for watching thus far, and either way, I hope you stick around. Before we move on, I guess I should also introduce myself a little bit. The last Lotus video I posted kind of really popped off for me, so I imagine some of you watching might be new. So hi, I'm Drhakonis. I mostly play Minecraft here, but I also play some other stuff on stream sometimes, playlists and stuff on my channel if you want to have a look. Spend most of my time either on my single player world, or my forever world I guess we call them now, where I do a bunch of world building, and I'm working on like an extensive world history and stories and stuff, and it's all got this fantasy and sci-fi stuff too. Or I'm also on the Lotus SMP, where I'm on my 2nd season on the server, currently building a big overgrown abandoned sci-fi base. Okay, so on to the next thing. Why are we back in the old base? Well, it's probably my favourite thing I've built to date, and I've been mentioning this on stream for ages, but now feels like the right time to do this. As a little celebration, I'm going to be releasing the world download for my base on my Discord for free. Oh yeah, and joining Discord is free too if you want to come and chat on there. I won't ever add that to a membership tier, so if you want to just join for free and nerd out, link in the description, along with my other social stuff. Anyway, if you're unfamiliar with the base, I built a big village. Guess I'll also link a playlist for the last season down below too. In fact, let me just fly around in creative real quick. Not only do you have the base here in its entirety, which we'll have a look at in a sec, I also have everything down here laid out individually, in case you want to get like an easier look at stuff, or if you want to kind of get a light Matica schematic of something. Every build is here from the season that I did, even my shop. Yeah, it's only the stuff I built. So if we go into the base and look over here, these are the builds that other people made in my base. So we've got Maddie, we've got the stuff Seaman and Chespy did, and here's the build Luma did. These I didn't do separately because it's other people's work. I didn't want to, step on any toes there. And the only mod I think you might want before checking this place out is the armor stand mod, the armor poser thing. It's the one they use on Hermitcraft, because there's a bit of armor stand stuff going on around here. And I think the only thing that's actually missing that's going to kind of mess with stuff is the custom textures that we had on Lotus. These armor stands were all like, we had our player skins applied to them, and now it's this kind of, I don't know, macabre collection of creepy mannequins. So if I did this right, you should spawn in around here. There's a little message here to say thank you. And then I added this little chest over here if you want to fly around and stuff in survival mode. Just going to grab these real quick. So to the south is where all the laid out builds are. But let's do a quick little tour if you're not familiar with my base last season. So in each direction, we have sort of an entrance gateway building. So this one kind of guards the village from the south. And if we go, let's go around this way. We've got the first of a bunch of houses that I did like 5 different versions of houses to kind of copy and paste them. Maybe it was 4. Was it 4 versions? I don't know. But I could copy and paste them around, flip them around with like mirror them and stuff in Litematica to create more variation. And they were all sort of filler buildings to kind of flesh the village out. And they're all sort of meant to be the residences of the people that actually lived in the village. We look around here, we've got all these rocks and stuff. This was actually, got this retaining wall. This here was actually my first shop before everyone started building big shops, and I rebuilt it so that I could have a bigger shop. But I wanted to keep the build preserved somewhere, so it's now a little workshop in the village. And then if we go through here, got more rocks and stuff. Liberal use of the overhanging carpets from Vanilla Tweaks. If we look over here, we've got a little courtyard area. This is like a little town hall thing. One of the things that I kind of wanted to achieve with this place was that it was like an old countryside village. And I've spent a lot of time placing grass and bushes to try and make it feel really kind of claustrophobic is the wrong word, but that sort of feeling where you're like confined. Everything's been here for so long, it's grown up quite a lot. It's overgrowing even, but it's still neat and tidy on the paths. There's a lot of stuff I did around here, which doesn't include this bit, I think, but a lot of stuff I did where I was narrowing in your perception of the place, or I was directing your vision in certain places. Just have a quick look around here. Cute little path through the woods. This is the only place where I let natural spawned flowers be. I wanted the color in the base to be the buildings and stuff that you walk around by. So unless they're specifically like a flower bed or something, there's no flowers in the main base area. Okay, back on the main path. So if we follow this around, I think we do find one of these kind of, oh, here's a couple actually, a couple of these kind of views through the village. So there's this pond over here. Let's free cam a little bit. And then on this, in this direction, we've got a view kind of up the river that goes by. I went to great lengths to kind of confine your vision of the place. So, as I said, I placed loads of grass. You can't see through the tree line. That's on purpose. So you're kind of forced to keep investigating, keep like looking around the place. And eventually you come to this area. And this is the east entrance with this building. This is an entrance down to my. There's a trial chamber underneath the base. There won't be in the world download because it's just a slice of the actual world that we played on. Yeah, we've got the tavern. We went in there. That's where all the creepy the creepy mannequins are. We have this path which on the actual server did lead back to spawn. I did a little bit of work along here. Do I have... I've got some of the cave. I didn't realize that it'd cut off quite this much, but yeah. This was a path that led back to spawn, and the bridge that connected the island that I'm on, I guess the island that spawn was on, to the starter area where we had the tent, which is in amongst all those builds laid out. There was a bridge built by Luma, and to kind of tie my base into the rest of the world, I tried to copy her bridge, but I made it my build palette. Here's one of the views, actually, looking through the village, like through the archway. Got a bit of a view of the kind of the skyline peeking out. Here's a little blacksmiths. We've got stuff outside. We've got the well, which is this? Did this get cut off? No, it should still all be in here. Here's where I hid all my farms during the season. Oh man, and my villagers, they should all be silenced. Yep. Here's my iron farm, lava, iron farm down here, and so on. Let me just zip over with free cam. Wool farm, cactus, and so on. Then if we go here, we've got a little post office, which no one ever used. I'm a little sad. But I made a little post office, so if anyone wanted to drop stuff off at my base, they could put stuff in here. And then if I logged in one day, I would see the lights on, and I knew that I'd had post. This building is where I had all the masons. Here's the little cob statue. They were dotted around the server. I had loads of masons because I sold quartz on the server, and dear lord, and I needed it as well. But yeah, never again. Never am I selling quartz again. If we come over here, we have Chet. Chet was a chicken that got stuck in the nether. He just survived in there for ages near my portal, and I made the joke that he was guarding my portal. But then he made it back into the overworld, and I tied him up, so I didn't want to lose him. So he was put in timeout for abandoning his post. And then towards the end of the season, maybe at the very end, I built him a mech, and he earned a promotion. And now he guards all my stuff. So if you watched last season, oh, these are empty. Oh no, does it? Oh, I didn't keep all my stuff. That's a shame. Well, all my stuff was in here. My armor's got preserved, at least. Chet. You should be named. There you go. Chet, steward of the tunnel. Right, here's the building down to the trial chamber. Here's a big house. I had a space to fill, and I made an L-shaped house here, which itself was kind of a domesticated version of my farmhouse over here, which is also L-shaped. We've got these big fields so that you can the villagers that lived here can sustain themselves. Their main export is the quartz, though, clearly. But I had all this. I've got a bit more farmland over there. Here, this is housing a melon and pumpkin farm, which I squeezed in. Here's a windmill, which isn't entirely my design. I think I stole most of this and repurposed it from a FWIP build in Empires, one of the Empires seasons. And then I repurposed it from where I built a version of this in my single player world. I repurposed it to build it here. Then here's one of the other cool bits that I like in the village is the little stream here. This is another one of the views, I guess, through the village, is up and down this little stream. Got the cute little bridge, and the stream even goes under here. Wheat fields, got so there's potatoes over here. And then this loops back round to the south entrance. Up here, though, I wanted to do some more stuff to suggest the age of this village. So other places which we'll have a look at later, there's more ruins around. But here we've got an old tower which is actually this tower, I think. But I messed it up, and it's all covered in stuff. There's that. I really like that. That's kind of me experimenting with the stuff that I've done in both my Lotus Space this season and my single player world recently. If you've seen my little elf outpost thing that's all overgrown. Over here we've got cows and a pig. I don't know when the pig got in here. Just happened during the season at some point. Over here is one of the ruins. This would have been like an old little farmhouse shed thing. I put the coal ore in there. There's like left behind embers and charcoal and stuff from the little fireplace. Yeah, little nuggets kind of tucked away. Because as I say, like if you're walking around, you don't see that, right? You've got the hint of brick there through the little gap, but everything's kind of cordoned off. That's what this bit is for as well. It cuts off that kind of the other side of the village, so that when you're coming through here, you're forced to look at this bit. It's like this is the interesting bit over this side. Oh, and also, this is one of those views as well. This is like a framed view through the along this path, where the tree kind of arcs over this way, and this one kind of arcs up over this way. So you've got this kind of this lens to look at through here, with stuff in the background to draw your eye. Also, nothing's kind of perfectly lined up, right? Like the tower, you just see it peeking out behind this tree. So as you're coming through, this isn't like perfectly framed either, but as you get to here, it's like, oh, there's a thing. And you come through, it's like, oh, there's another thing. Just little things to draw you through the village and make you want to explore and look around. Here's another pond. Now we're back at the Masons building. And we can, let's go this way around. So if we go this way, more trees densely packed here, a little copse to kind of block you off, force you to go around and look at stuff. If we go up these stairs, let's go this way around. So this, again, densely packed trees, forcing you to keep going. We keep going around this way. Off to the right here, we've got the path that leads back to spawn. And then here we've got another little residential area. Nicely kind of cut off from the rest of the area. The more busy kind of central part of the village. Nice and quiet over here. Lots of trees to block the sound. Then we've got a little, I don't know, what is this? What would you call this? Lagoon? I don't know. And if we follow the path around this way, we've got a big warehouse. And let me just free cam around a little bit. Some rocks and stuff. Got all this stuff going on. Got this dockyard over here. People selling stuff. There should be fish in this thing. Maybe I'm too far away. Let's go have a look. Oh, that's a shame. There were fish trapped in here, but I guess they didn't make it through the copying of the base. That's a shame. But yeah, there were fish in these little troughs. Then inside the warehouse, part of my lore last season, I did have my old skin, which was Cade 6 from Destiny. Like, why is there this futuristic robot man? Why is he in this medieval village thing? So yeah, he wound up here through some Vex time portal and had to hide his ship somewhere. So Cade's ship, is the Queen of Hearts, is hidden in this place. And there was at some point a little Easter egg in here. In Destiny 2 at least, Cade has a little companion called the Colonel, who's a chicken. There was a chicken in here named the Colonel, but at some point during the season, I think the Colonel either got out or got killed, which is really sad. So that Easter egg never made it to the world download. I'm so sorry. Okay, so we're backtracking a little bit. That's the path back to that other residential area. And then up these stairs, we have a greenhouse building. I think I built this all on the fly on stream, which included something that I'm terrible at, which is custom trees. I made a giant bonsai tree, basically. So much so that it burst through the top of the greenhouse. And it's my favorite tree that I've ever built. I'm so proud of it. It even, this branch kind of presses up against it conforms to the inside of the glass dome. And this stuff like pops out the top. I'm so proud of this. And we do the cheat code. Oh, there we go. Turn on shaders. It looks so good with shaders. Oh, I'm so happy with that. Yeah, this is like the only place I think where I've got big flower beds, just on purpose. And I wanted to do something a bit more. I've got a little tree nursery over here. And we've got wanted to do something a bit more exotic. So we've got this. And yeah, pale oak was introduced during the season. Introduced to the game. So that's there. I did some armor stand stuff to make a big chunky telescope. And this is kind of another one of the views. This looks straight down this long road over here, which we'll get a better look at in a sec. There's this, and then this path over here leads back to, that's the blacksmith, that's the mason's building. So if we go, let's go back down by the warehouse and the dockyard. So let's keep following this around. So we've got this big retaining wall for the bit up there with the greenhouse. This is my least favorite build that I did the whole season. I don't think I even bothered putting this out separately, maybe. It's just a simple little stable to keep all the ridiculous amount of undead horses that I found. I must have had, I don't know, 20 more of them, maybe, in my shop, because I just kept spawning in my base. I was like, does anyone want one? I'll sell them, I guess. And, yeah. I ended up with even more, so they're just stuck in here as well. Let's go this way. Some more rocks and stuff. I guess I should also say vanilla tweaks, mini blocks also feature a lot in my base. So this is the bit where I had guests come on and build. Luma was building a base in everyone else's base. So there's Luma's base 5 was in my base. Here's Chesby's thing and Seaman's thing. And there was some sort of bread war going on. I can't quite remember. There was law, but they were throwing bread at each other. And here's Maddie's build, which was her. I basically asked the other guys to build in their style, but use my block palette so it fits in. Got another little pond here. I like this little diorama sort of thing over here. Kind of cute. Maddie's build is so good. And she had to condense the scale of her builds from last season to fit the scale of my base, which is not easy. I appreciate that a lot. So that bit, and then if we keep going down here, this is that big long road. Quite dense trees on this side because we're hiding quite an important part of the base. If we go along here, this is kind of a this build palette version of one of the builds in my single player world. I think it looks better here, honestly. I had figured out more how to kind of build in this style. And it's more colourful. I like it more here. real quick, here's this what is this? The west entrance. And if we go along here, this is the bridge that connects me to the west. Most of the people on the server lived in the west. So kind of the point of this was the bridge to the east is small and it matches the Luma's bridge that was in that direction. This one though, this is the big sturdy bridge where most of the commerce or the foot traffic or whatever is going to come in and out of the village because this is where most people live. So this one's like deliberately more robust. That's the west entrance. Okay, I actually forgot to come back this way. So we're back on the big long road through here. That's the west exit. We didn't look at the north exit or entrance. Entrance, exit, whatever. So if we come through here, the back of this building, then we've got this bit down here. This is the other dock. We've got like the more industrial dock over there. Here's the more like commercial, like transport kind of area. We've got some more of the copy paste houses. We've got a mini version of the so arch gateway building that we've got on all the other exits / entrances. Because the main barrier to entry on this way, we don't need like a big tower to be lookout, whatever. This little section here. The main barrier to entry on this side is the water, right? So needn't have a big tower. But we do have this big chunky building here. And around the outside on the beach, got a little, maybe people were having a little campfire out here. Got some boats and stuff. There were, I guess all the entities just didn't make it when I transferred this over. Because there were a bunch of boats stacked on here as well. Here's a boat, not my design. Hopefully the sign is still here. That says where I got this from. We drop down here. There you go, Trixie blocks. It's their boat, but I redid the colors to fit my base, and I think I added the whatever that design was from. We didn't have pale oak yet, so I added some pale oak stuff to kind of reshape, add some more shape even to the sails. Then we've got this building, which is just like a, I don't know, here's like a ticket office thing for if you're departing or whatever, or if you're coming in. There's a little Starbucks and a McDonald's. Yeah, this is the other bit. It's the other entrance / exit. Some more builds and whatnot, which I forgot. I walked past it and then forgot to come back. Anyway, back to the rest of the video. And this bit is kind of the academic quarter. So, I wonder how much this is going to have survived. But we've got a library, which looks out over the water. It's the only 3-story building, I think, in the whole base. But I like this little archway thing. Kind of cute, I think. And if we go up here, there's this building. Hold on a second, though. This path does loop around down here. Lots more trees forcing you, like, well, what's over here? No. Look this way. This is where the stuff is. Yeah, this building is my museum. And this is housing all my stuff that I did during the season. All the things that all the games that I got prizes from, all the everything is commemorated in here. I think, yeah. The skins aren't on here anymore, but here's the day 1 crew little diorama. Oh no! Here's all the Margaret campaign stuff. None of the custom textures are in here. That's a shame. Does that not work? Oh no. Well, okay. If you want to see all this stuff, how it's meant to look, and all that stuff, I do have my finale, my world tour episode from last season. I warn you, it's 3 hours long, but we do a world tour, I think. Do we do the whole world tour? Heads from the dragon fight. heads from the fishing event. But I do go through all this stuff, and we do a proper tour of the village. I'm pretty sure. Oh, here's all the stuff, all the plushies collected. My music disc collection. Fishing event. Oh, yeah. Go check that out. You can probably skip ahead as well and find what all that stuff's meant to look like. There's a lot of memories in there. Yeah, it was a good time. Here we've got what I think was going to be like a little school building. We've got this clock tower with the thing that I'm particularly proud of, which was using an armor stand to put a Minecraft clock on there. But the item still functions while it's on the armor stand, which I think is really cool. And then here's one of the copy and paste houses for the groundskeeper, I guess. Here's a bridge. The only diagonal bridge I've made in the base. But that connects the academic part to the greenhouse over here. If we dip back down here, there's a little bit more kind of terrain work coming down from the museum down to this bit. And then there's the stables. So the only other bit I need to show you, I guess, is there's some ruins near the house. I think that's the only other place. If there's more, I can't remember. Feel free to explore. There's more old ruined house there. And another little patch of rocks and stuff. Is that it? Did I only do 2 of those? I feel like I had 3. But I don't know where the... Oh, there it is. No, that's another rock. With a lightning rod, which has since changed colour, which wasn't a feature yet previously when I actually built this place. Let's head inside. Unfortunately, a bunch of the stuff... oh, is my storage? Did that survive? Oh, no. My whole season's worth of stuff. That's okay. But some of the stuff in here hasn't survived. I had the maps showing what it looked like before we started building, mid-season, and then the finished map. That was a Drhakonis plush. No. What a shame. Oh, also, when I copied this over, all my cats stood up and teleported over to me. So that's why there's so many cats over here. They were originally dotted around the village. But yeah, now they're all here. Okay, so that's it. The link will be in Discord by the time this video goes live. And again, thanks everyone for sticking around and watching and checking out what I do here. I genuinely appreciate it so deeply. And if you decide to become a channel member, thank you so much. But again, no obligation. But yeah, that's it for this video. If you wouldn't mind helping me out, maybe you could hit like on the video. If you want to follow what I do here, in my single player world or on Lotus, please consider subscribing. And yeah, that's it from me guys. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.